Compote.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen, and welcome to Heart of the Home. Today I'm going to show you guys a delicious summertime dessert to pair over top of delicious vanilla ice cream. We're going to be using fresh rhubarb and fresh strawberries. Rhubarb is a very interesting, it's actually a vegetable, believe it or not. It is part of the buckwheat family. You can find it in the grocery stores this time of year and possibly the farmers markets as well. It's kind of an unusual vegetable looking, sort of looks like celery, but it tastes nothing like celery. It's used in combination with strawberries all the time. And today I've already chopped up a bunch. We're going to do the same with this last little stalk. And then we're going to put it into a hot pan and let it break down with some strawberries and some sugar and some lemon juice. So we've got this nice and chopped already. Now we're going to hull the strawberry, pull that green off, get that middle core out, do a nice little chop on it. It doesn't need to be a fine chop, not a fine dice. It just needs to somewhat stay thick and chunky, and that's what a compote usually is. So we've got that here. We're going to go ahead and add these ingredients to our pan to my right here. Get this out of the way, be a little easier. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on, and then I'll squeeze some lemon juice and throw the sugar in there. We've got about a half a cup of sugar or so, and we're going to squeeze some lemon juice. Squeeze it into the bowl to make sure we don't get any seeds. All right, it's about a tablespoon or so. Toss that in there. And then the last little ingredient we're going to add is actually a fresh vanilla bean. I love using fresh vanilla beans. You could use extract if you wanted to, if you don't have any fresh vanilla beans, but I think anytime you can use an ingredient in its form, it just gives you that much more flavor. And what you want to do with this is cut off the ends. We're going to split it down the middle. And then you're going to use the blunt side of your knife, and you're going to come down where you've split it. And what you're going to see is those seeds are going to be on the knife, or they might stay on the pod. That's okay as well. You're going to actually throw the whole pod in there anyway. When you buy fresh vanilla beans, they are very expensive. They are still hand harvested from the orchid family, not the orchid flowers, but they are hand harvested, and that's why they do cost so much. But when you buy them, they should be soft, they should be pliable, somewhat sticky. They certainly should have a lot of smell to them. Smells like fresh vanilla. If you do ever buy one and it's hard as a rock, don't throw it away. Put it into a canister of sugar or any of your sugars, and then next time you make cookies, you'll have a vanilla scented sugar to put into your cookies. It's a great way to use up the vanilla beans if they're dry. And now what's going to happen is this is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to break down, stay somewhat thick, but it's going to be sweet, and we're going to serve it over top of a bowl of vanilla ice cream. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. This is broken down quite nicely. What you want to remember is even though I didn't add any liquid to it, the lemon juice and then the strawberries, that produces a lot of liquid. The rhubarb, not necessarily, but after it's cooked down, it does become somewhat soft. You can see here that it is definitely thick, and that's what we want. You can remove the vanilla bean before you actually serve this, but what we're going to do now is we're going to put some vanilla ice cream in a bowl. Your favorite vanilla ice cream is totally fine. This happens to be one that does have vanilla bean in it. It looks like I should have set this out a little sooner. Well, that's okay though. Get that into the bowl. I didn't want it to melt, and I probably should have sat it out a little sooner. Sorry. All right, maybe just a little bit more here. All right, we're going to top that with some of that compote. Some friends had me over to dinner recently, and we did this compote over top of vanilla ice cream, and I fell flat in love. Rhubarb is such a versatile ingredient, especially considering that it's a vegetable. Couple things you would want to know is that when you work with rhubarb, if it does have leaves on it, they are poisonous. Do not use the leaves. Make sure you cut those off wherever you find your rhubarb product. But again, it is so versatile. I've made vodka with it before. I think the New York Times just posted a rhubarb pound cake recipe. So it's delicious. Oh, and I ran into a chef who said he makes his barbecue sauce with rhubarb. So I think that's pretty cool. So there you have it. We have vanilla ice cream topped with a strawberry rhubarb compote. I'm Tammy Brawley with The Green Kitchen. Join us next time on Heart of the Home.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com/recipes, as well as on Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.